Hello, world and universe. Welcome to the Trevor Donald Experience. Manifest your truth. And if you're new to the channel, please hit that like and subscribe button. And for all my continued followers, I want to say thank you. And this is an opinion-based video channel where I try to open your eyes and ears up to some of the travails and tribulations that take place throughout our cities, our states, our country, and sometimes around the world. And I got to go right back into Chicago. Even after the Labor Day weekend, where at least 50 people were shot and 8 people were killed. Um, that's not the only thing that's taking place in Chicago, and Chicago is falling apart one day at a time. And I think Mayor Brandon Johnson is going to go down as the worst mayor probably in the history of Chicago. We're talking the third largest city in America, and there is just a panacea of crime all across the entire city. But just when you want to turn your back and close your eyes to it, if our cities aren't safe, our suburbs won't be safe. So there is not a barrier for crime based on zip code, race, creed, or color. It can happen anywhere. And there's not just gun violence, carjackings, assaults that are taking place in places like Chicago. There's also a rampage of looting and shoplifting. And you have to ask yourself, why is this happening in these blue cities in particular? Well, part of the problem is the laws that are on the books. Chicago, the state of Illinois, has the Safety Act, SAFE-T Act, that allows individuals to commit minor crimes and get out under their own recognizance. Chicago had on the books, just like in the state of California, which has a cashless bail system, you could steal up to $900 a day and not get arrested, or if you got arrested, you can get out that same day. Those laws need to change. The criminals know about it. Mayor Brandon Johnson has basically bankrupted the city of Chicago. They're saying in the fiscal year of 2026, Chicago will be in the red for $1.15 billion. The Chicago public school system is down $700 million. And this is a guy that was a teacher, a social studies teacher. He cannot run a city. The immigration issue, as making Chicago a migrant city, has been a terrible idea. This is all about federal dollars. Brandon Johnson talking about having more money for nonviolent prevention plans is not going to work. Chicago is down 2,500 police officers, and policing ourselves in these Black communities, the west side and south side of Chicago, is definitely not the answer. And now, not only are you seeing an uptick in the number of crimes that are being committed, including shootings, while Brandon Johnson got rid of shot spotters in the city, you're seeing a large number of individuals that are looting, breaking in to retail stores on the Magnificent Mile. If these criminals are willing to go to the Magnificent Mile in downtown Chicago and break into these retail stores, what do you think they're going to do in the suburbs? This is not going to be just contained in the city. And you're seeing a certain stereotype of individuals that are committing these crimes in Chicago and New York in particular, with this kind of brazen breaking into these retail stores, looting, shoplifting, holding people hostage, putting guns in folks' faces. It's not even safe to go to work in downtown Chicago, let alone walk around and do the daily things that you need to do, or even tourism to go visit Chicago. Chicago is falling apart one minute, one day at a time. And now I got to tell you about this brazen retail theft that took place at in the Magnificent Mile in downtown Chicago. Chicago, as a result of the amount of violence that has been taking place and the poor management of the city, Chicago has a 50% vacancy rate for commercial real estate. Corporate America, companies are leaving Chicago just like they are leaving San Francisco and Oakland. And what is the commonality between those three cities? These liberal laws when it comes to shoplifting. You could steal up to $900 a day and nothing happens. So the level of gumption that these folks are having by breaking into these stores, even with customers there, not just when the retail stores are closed, but even while they're open in broad daylight, this is taking place. How do you think that is going to affect tourism, national conventions, people that are living in Chicago? They're going to find a one-way ticket out. So let me tell you about what happened a couple of weeks ago. A burglary at the Magnificent Mile Nordstrom's was caught on video. A brazen crew was caught running out of the Nordstrom's right off the Magnificent Mile with designer goods. The crew is accused of stealing more than $100,000 in high-end purses from the Nordstrom store. Police said they were called to the store at 55th East Grand Avenue at about 6:55 p.m. on a Sunday. When they arrived, witnesses told them a group of about 10 people had gotten out of 3 cars and forced their way into the store. At the time, people were clearly on the sidewalk. Yet, that didn't stop the theft crew, who were caught on camera jumping into vehicles right outside the Nordstrom store. In a viral video, people looked on recording the brazen act as the burglary crew rushed out of the store after ripping off dozens of designer purses. This is on a Sunday, the Lord's Day. It's tourists, it's people shopping. If you've ever been to Chicago, the Magnificent Mile is a busy place. It's the Rodeo Drive of Chicago. By the time Chicago police responded, the thieves were long gone, but the impact of their actions is long lasting. Just think if you are visiting Chicago, you're walking down the Magnificent Mile, you got Nike, you have Victoria's Secret, you got Rolex store, and you're with your family and kids, and then you see all these people jumping out of cars with guns and masks on, going into Nordstrom's, and all chaos and disruption breaks out. What kind of effect does that have on you and your children? Investigators said organized retail theft is big money unto itself. It is a $1 billion industry. Last month, CBS News Chicago reported on how the Cook County State's Attorney's Office was at the helm of a nationwide crackdown, which netted 500,000 arrests. These young people are not going to school. They're not trying to do the right thing. It is grab the bag by any means necessary. And they're not afraid to go to jail because of the Safety Act in the state of Illinois and the J.B. Pritzker. You're going to get out anyway. All of the people stealing from the stores and selling the goods. So these people are stealing from these stores and selling these goods at a much cheaper cost, like on eBay and Amazon. These are professional thieves. Assistant State's Attorney David Williams of the Cook County State's Attorney's Regional Organized Crime Task Force said in July. These are people who will do pre-surveillance on stores, know the store's policies. So that's just what I'm saying. The guards can't stop these individuals. Corporate America is telling the guards and the employees, if somebody takes something, just let them take it. And the public knows that. The criminals know it. We are living in a scenario whereas every man is for themselves. You have folks that are talking Black Lives Matter, that are talking about self-policing. This is what you get. Chicago is down 2,500 police officers to provide public safety to the city. This is what you get. The thieves also know what workers can and cannot do. In the Nordstrom theft, The crew encountered security, but was still able to get away. So listen to this part. So when Cook County State's Attorney Eileen O'Neill Burke was sworn into office, she made retail theft a felony for anything of $300 and above. But this is a rollback from former Cook County State's Attorney Kim Fox's policy, in which retail theft was not a felony unless it was more than $1,000 or more. As I said, in the state of California, in Chicago, in these blue cities, in New York City is a cashless bail system under Eric Adams. You can steal up to $900 to $950 a day and nothing happens. That has to change. Earlier this month, the Cook County Sheriff's Office arrested a trio accused of stealing $10,000 worth of merchandise from Lululemon stores in the city and the suburbs. This is not going to be just contained in the city. This is not just a urban black issue. The panacea, the epidemic of theft, assaults, carjackings, gun violence, is not divided by area code or zip code. It is going to go across the entire city and state. And if our cities are not healthy and safe, our suburbs will not be either. Examining Chicago's police numbers in the near north 18th district, which encompasses the Magnificent Mile, there have so far been 1,107 felony thefts. 1,107, down just 3% compared to the same time period last year when there were 1,146 thefts. Citywide, they're saying that felony theft is down 16%, down from what? As for the crew that hit up the Nordstrom store, they remain on the run as we speak. So they haven't even found these individuals. With the level of surveillance that we have today, Chicago, 60% of inner city murders and homicides are not being solved. Is this by design? Is this some kind of allotment where our government, our city, state, and federal government is just allowing a certain group of people to run rampant, have rampage, and to destroy each other, and for the police only to show up after violence has occurred and stopped? Where are we headed? Chicago is in big trouble, and there are other cities that will follow with this dangerous behavior.